All right. So if you haven't seen how to do an introduction already, then this shape is going to somewhere or another be foreign to you. But if you've already watched the videos, part 1 and part 2, on how to do an introduction, what you notice is that the bottom of the triangle represented our thesis statement. So now that we have done the triangle in this way, where the base is really broad, we're going to use this same concept that we have with the introduction, and we're going to develop that concept into something known as the conclusion. And so, in our conclusion, the purpose of the conclusion is to reconnect, because you've been doing a whole lot of body paragraph specific information where you've been doing in-text citations. So now you have to reconnect with your reader that gets them out of the stuff, out of the body paragraph stuff, and then you have to disconnect. So you're reconnecting to disconnect, and the way that you're going to do that is by offering a solution to the problem, or you are going to make some predictions, and you can do a combination of these 3 things, or you are going to give the result of the content that you mentioned. So just like in the introduction, we talked about 4 different strategies that you can use. Down here, you can use 3. I'm going to give you a 4th one too. It says give the result of content in body paragraphs. What's the result of that? What's the result of effective reading and writing if your essay is about reading and writing? What's the result of that? What kind of predictions can you make if a person is effective with their reading and writing and can compare it to concepts related to gender and race? What's the solution to the problem if you said that people who are not effective at reading and writing are ineffective in other areas? The thing that I don't want you to do, and a 4th one, is you can return to intro and then solve the intro issue. But that's only going to be based on the strategy that you use. So I'm going to try to get through this rather quickly to show you all of these with relation to what this essay is about. So just like we did, this is section 1. Because it's at the top, it follows that same shape. And so your conclusion should be a reworded thesis statement. And then we want to transition into closing. And then we get into this result of the content, or we return to the introduction and solve the problem, or we offer a solution. One thing you do not see in here is summarizing. Don't you summarize in a college level research paper. I read all of the whole body paragraphs. I don't need you to tell me what I just read again. As a reader, I understand what the hell you said. I don't know why I'm getting mad. I know I'm getting mad because too many college students summarize instead of giving a solution, or instead of talking about the effect of something. I'm screaming. Don't summarize, okay? Just don't summarize. So, Mr. Darter, what must I do? Well, I'm going to say reading and writing allows for individuals to have a better understanding of the way in which people based on gender communicate, and the way in which racial individuals, people based on their race, have miscommunication or have privileges and disadvantages. And individuals who understand those concepts can be able to navigate society much more effectively. As they navigate society much more effectively, it bleeds into other areas of their life. And now I'm going to make a prediction. When those individuals understand those things, they can be in relationships with who is considered the other more effectively. They can write essays that match the reader expectations. And as Abraham Lincoln noted, they can be the kind of writer that will allow them to have the kind of relationship that represents their legacy. Does that make sense? So what I did was I used almost all of these, even the introductory strategy that talked about Abraham Lincoln, and then I still offered a solution to it. This, once again, needs to be developed. At the very end of a date, if it's been great, and then the last thing the reader sees is the student saying, oh, I think I had enough, and then you give me a 3-sentence conclusion, it is underdeveloped, and you just left a poor taste in the reader's mouth, which shows that you are not being intentional as a writer. Develop each body paragraph where the content looks like the content of the other body paragraphs. If you follow these steps, you should have an effective college level conclusion. All right, questions on that? How long was that?
5:30.
Okay.